So I've been working out a lot. My longtime friends, Zach and Maria, who I've known for 10 plus years, they had an occasion for a virtual 5K, one of these virtual 5Ks you hear about in COVID times. Maria, do you want to talk just about what the fundraiser is for?
So our daughter, Charlie, who just turned 2, has an incredibly rare genetic condition called Cri-du-chat syndrome, which is a deletion of part of one of her 5th chromosome. So everybody has 2. One of hers is missing a big chunk out of the top. So yeah, the 5P- Society, which is a community that focuses on this kind of research and family development and support.
5P is an alternate name?
Yeah, so some people are missing like little bits at the top or different parts of the short arm of the 5th chromosome. And so 5P kind of encompasses all of those families.
Is it common? Is it completely uncommon?
Yeah, it's 1 in 60,000, and there's about 50 to 60 kids per year born with it.
How did you discover that Charlie had this?
At the 20-week ultrasound, they discovered that she had a very small cleft in her lip. We had already done all of like the standard genetic testing that you do. And I also want to say that we have an older child. So we had done this before. So we were kind of used to like weird things during, pregnancy that end up being nothing. Basically, we were told she'll get a little repair when she's 3 months old. You won't even see it. Technology now. Her genetic testing came back completely normal. We felt confident with that, so we didn't go for like an amnio or anything like that.
So when she was born,
30th
percentile in weight and height, so not unusual, but she had struggles with feeding, which obviously with the cleft lip, the default answer was she's going to take some time to learn how to feed. This is really mother's intuition, but Maria just really couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to it. Eventually, we were out one night and our babysitter who's a college student who's studying to be a speech pathologist. She mentioned Charlie has a really interesting cry. That wasn't the first time somebody had said something like that, but it was the first time somebody had said that with a tone of there's something more.
So one thing about genetic conditions is all of them have like one unique characteristic. And so the comment that our babysitter had made about the cry, I was like, that's it. And so I Googled, my baby has a weird cry, and Cri-du-chat is what comes up. And Cri-du-chat is French for cry of the cat. It was sort of staring us in the face the whole time. From the time Charlie was born, the nurses were calling her Charlie Cat. People say, oh, my baby sounds like a cat. No, Charlie sounded like, we always were like, did the cat get locked in the closet? Like, what is that sound? And there was obviously a Facebook group about it and they were amazing. And I posted pictures of Charlie and they're like, we don't see the facial characteristics because there's a distinct look. But I posted a video of the cry. And everybody was like, yeah, that's familiar. In order for her to get occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, feeding therapy, we had to get this diagnosis.
Is the therapy really central to how things go? Or
yeah, it is definitely a spectrum disorder like an autism in the fact that all of our kids are missing different parts of that 5th chromosome. Some kids are, doing really, really well and can be mainstreamed in school and just have some mild delays. There's some kids that are, hospital bound.
The one thing we do know is that early intervention with different therapies definitely has a significant impact.
Where a normal kid, you could teach them to do something after 10 demonstrations. For a kid with Cri-du-chat, it takes 2,000. And so it's that sort of repetition and focus. I mean, a lot of my day when I'm sitting with Charlie is toy in the toy bus, but the toy in the toy bus, and back and forth and back and forth. And after maybe the 100th time, she'll do it. And then she'll look at me and then she'll never do it again.
So the 5P- Society, which is putting on the virtual 5K, what's their primary mission here?
To support families who are affected by Cri-du-chat and 5P-. They let us know if there are clinical trials that we can be a part of, colleges that are starting to offer special needs programs. There's a conference every year so families can get together because it's so rare. The need for that sense of community is incredibly important.
Useful information that you can take to your pediatrician. Growth is also one of the biggest things that's affected by the deletion. They're tiny. So that's a big, big thing because that's not necessarily well known by a lot of pediatricians or doctors.
Well, Charlie's adorable. We're on her team, the Charlie's Angels team. As far as I can tell, she has a sense of humor. She's like pretty funny, actually. She's extremely lucky to have you guys. When Maria first told me about it, I was like, well, thank God Charlie has you guys.
Despite everything we're talking about, it's very heavy and it seems like a downer. Charlie is like,
She's the easiest child I've ever
Yeah.
she loves to cuddle. We used to joke that she was like a little sloth. She's always in a good mood.
So, final plug. Now that people have learned about this and they want to help out, what should they do?
Go to the 5P Minus Society and you can donate money. You can look for ways to raise awareness in your community. Every 5K that they do is virtual because it's an international society. Participate next year, join Charlie's Angels. We do an awareness day on May 5th where you can wear stripy socks, but the world is getting kinder and they're finding ways to get kids to be included in things. So fight for that inclusion, I think.
These are the exercises.
Are you doing exercise lessons, honey?
I'm teaching John how to do all the exercises that I'm doing.
We're finally here. We're at our private road race, a virtual road race that we then brought back into reality. There's gonna be 5 runners today. Myself, Nina, my mom, my dad, and an old friend and fellow trackmate, Jeremy Broder. When I used to run with him, he was like easily the fastest on our team. So it's just really funny that he's here running with us. I was trying to think of some ways that we could kind of like spruce up the place and get a little bit of that 5K feeling. And I thought a bouncy castle would be a good way to do it. Of course, we only have the one child. Gloria, what's today?
What?
The grown-up race?
Yeah. Whose birthday is it? Quinn.
Who's Quinn?
My little like.
She's been insisting it's Quinn's birthday today. It's actually my mom's birthday today.
63 years young.
Our second fake 5K.
How do you feel about being the only one with competition in your age group? Like, we're already champions.
Did Nina already tell you that there's a big flaw with this bouncy castle?
No.
The last party broke the rules and put a ton of glitter.
I've seen
And if you go in it, you're gonna get glitter on you. And they actually gave us $30 back for the problem.
Yeah, well, because that is kind of messy.
Oh no, I've been christened.
So last time I did a 5K, semi-official thing, I was 65 pounds heavier.
Wow.
And I was already 60
That's right.
pounds
That was
down.
a Halloween race we did.
Yeah. So since June, I've lost 60 pounds. So in like 4 months. And I've been running. I want to lose another 80 pounds. That's the goal. And I think I can do that by July. So that's the extent of my 5K there, is that table with those waters.
Yep.
And those donuts.
It's a lovely little presentation. I also like that it's right on the road. Like it's a real race in a real world.
I'm trying.
Good to see ya. How you doing?
I guess you do this, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have your waters, right? But not just your waters. You also have to have kind of the surplus water that's hanging out underneath the table. That's a nice touch. Bananas are the road race food. I used to know a guy, his name was Fred, and he would always like make off with the bananas. As if bananas were like this expensive thing. They were difficult to come by. But he would always he had a fanny pack and he would always stuff them with bananas. The antithesis of fitness, cartoonishly, are donuts. And for that matter, Dunkin' Donuts. And yet every road race has them. And one donut for a 5K, one donut wipes out the whole exercise. That's 300 calories, but you have to have them if it's a road race, and it is. Finally, Super Mario medals, which were actually left over from the last time we did like a birthday celebration with Gloria. This is the 80s Warrior workout mix. Some genius on YouTube put together an hour and a half of 80s music, and they cut in like Jackie Chan dialogue and Rocky dialogue and Mortal Kombat dialogue, and just everything about it is awesome. And I'll definitely have it in my headphones while I run this 5K.
Cowards do that and that ain't you! You're better than that!
How are we?
How you doing?
Yeah, I don't think you've ever met my parents, but you've...
I've seen so many of your videos.
I feel like I know you.
There have been times where we've watched like my stuff and then we've watched your stuff. They laugh harder at your stuff.
True.
You made it.
I brought everything.
Quite a shirt. That's quite a shirt.
I made this.
You know what? It matches the pizza box.
No, well, that's why I brought it. But I know that you're like the master seamstress.
Well, that
so
is very advanced.
He's got all of his bubble stuff.
I wanted to surprise you, but then I also thought, well, it might piss him off, so I'll just get the okay first for like the finish line. Is that okay, or do you think it would make too much of a mess?
In the street,
I mean, wherever the finish line is.
it's here.
Okay, it's up to you if you don't want me to.
I like the concept. I worry that it'll piss off the neighbors.
It's always good to ask first, right?
I intend on running fast, so I'm like just a little bit traumatized by the concept.
Instead of a starting gun, if you guys, when you're leaving, I can do this, and then when you're gone, I can clean it up.
Sure.
Okay.
If you can clean it up.
Yeah.
I'm not the elite. I'll get in the back.
Not the elite. When we would do road races when I was a kid, There was this one particular guy. He would go way out, and he would be in the front, and he would start barking at everybody and going like, "You're not the elite."
Get in the back. You're not the elite.
Yeah, get in the back. You're not the elite. Oh, you know what? Can you also keep time? I'm not going to break the ice.
It's ready to go.
Sometimes you gotta wait an extra second at these road races.
I hate when that happens. And they're like, just one more minute.
Runners, to your mark.
I think this is about a 7:20 pace, and I'm gonna try to keep this the whole time. See ya.
I'm not running the whole thing.
Run the whole thing.
I'm not gonna run the whole thing. This was a huge mistake. It won't sweep. I said I'd clean it up, so it's the rest of my day. Things I do to entertain others. I just had to put on a show.
Well, I'll use the hammer on the bouncy house. It makes a nice sound.
I've been in the bouncy house already. You can see I'm covered in glitter.
Very good. You have 2 people on yours.
I just want chocolate milk and pasta.
Okay, well, I can get you chocolate milk, and then Mommy can cook your pasta when she gets back in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's yours?
Yeah.
What did you get it for?
2303, 3.15. Here's Jeremy. All right.
Nice job.
It's been a long time since I felt a fast runner behind me. It's a little bit like a slasher movie.
But by the turnaround, I was done.
Really? You kept the pace.
Mentally, I was thinking, Frankie's gonna die mile 2, mile 2.5 somewhere.
I did an hour 45 in the elliptical this morning.
Wait, this is your second workout of the day?
This only burns 300 calories.
Matt's vacuuming the...
Oh, it's still going on.
Turns out confetti's hard to clean up.
Yeah. Wait, we need our medals.
It's so
Oh,
appropriate.
it's tiny.
It's made for children.
I hope the shot was working.
Thanks.
And you get a medal if you want one.
These are Red Cow events, so I have to kneel to you. Do you have a pinky ring I need to kiss?
Mommy!
And Papa.
Mommy!
I win!
Get a medal.
I only would get a participation prize. I can wear it as a headband. Which one is most applicable? Let's see. Star, amazing, nah. Good job. How about good try? How about let's a go? That's about it. That's about where I am at.
I'm trying. That hurts. Oh, does that hurt?
That little way was the most running I've done in months.
Run with Mama. Me too.
How you feel?
Out of breath.
Come on, you guys can do it. Woo!
Good job, Gloria.
Yay! Look, you got a Yoshi and a Toad.
You came in first.
Yeah, first. It ended up being 3.15. Did you see that? I did a 7:14, a 7:22, another 7:22. All right, so did anybody have a donut? Not one donut? Look, not one. It's just here as a decoration.
Well, as somebody who didn't run, I'm...
Yeah, get in there, get in there. I'll do it. What did you choose? Double chocolate? Gloria, come here. We got Nana a birthday gift.
Thank you. It's a beautiful red flower plant. She did the same thing she did to you last time. She picked herself out like a dozen pink roses, and she picked you out the Gerber daisy.
I have no excuses, but I have this leg here. The quad hardens up, and it's like running on a stump. It usually, if I run with your mother at a slow pace, that's when it does it. Because I'm not getting a full stride, but that's not the case today.
Right.
I gave it all I had.
I mean, there's still good restaurants around, but not as many as they used to be, in my opinion. No, they'll be back. People like to eat.
True.
They're still open. I don't know if people are going to them.